All right, everyone. What'd you guys think? New song, new intro song. I love it. I actually kind of like this better than the original one, but that's just my opinion. It's a little bit more exciting, kind of to match the theme what today's stream is going to be. Well, I wouldn't say exciting. At least the price action is a little exciting because we finally getting some sort of a move. Let me just get the music back up. Make sure the volume's good. All right, cool. Oh shit, I forgot to set up my green screen. Hold on a second. All right, should be good now. Sorry guys, I went to grab water and then got distracted on the way back. Didn't enough time to prepare myself. There we go, cool. All right, let's see. Josh V hype, hit the likes. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Bedarius, I'm doing good, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Let me just pull up the chart here because it's what we're here for. Prathish, sorry, I'm stoned for today. See you next time. Typing Grom last hour. Jesus, man. It's a lot of. We must be pretty out of it. Of course, I stream and things start bouncing. I'm just kidding. Upside Down Head, Yo Johnny, Yo ABC Crew, good to see you, my friend. Retro, Johnny, go live, man. It's about to happen. We'll see. Dandy Frasco, hello, how you doing? Voss, hi Johnny. Steve, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Great. I like how the chart's currently moving. I do agree. I am a fan of what's happening. Hopefully we can this will transpire into a larger pullback, but let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's get right into it. So first things first, with BTC, you know, larger time frame perspective here. I'm viewing this. Where's my toolbar? There it is. I'm viewing this as a larger A to a B to a C, and then within the C wave, you know, we can discuss how the C wave is developing, but overall, this is a larger C wave. C wave's very extended, as you can see. So we kind of have to zoom in here and kind of focus in on a little bit of a smaller perspective and try to figure out what is going on. So at the moment, I'm currently viewing this as an A to a B to a C. Now, it's not the cleanest setup in the world, but to me, this looks like this A is all jumbled up, but we have a clear separation and trend here with a continuation, and now we're getting a some sort of hopefully a larger pullback. Ideally, I would like to see probably somewhere this area be tested, somewhere in this region. I'd like to see that to be tested, but we can easily continue lower. But regardless of what happens, I need to see a larger ABC in this region in order for me to take a continuation setup. Now, if you guys aren't aware, I'm currently long from the bottom here. I'm holding a long position. I'll go ahead and show that here in a second. But I'm still holding this long position, and I don't plan on taking it off the table unless I see a clear separation in trend with a larger A to a B, possible C forming. I know some people are like, why don't you just cut your longs? We're at a point of resistance. Guys, to be honest, you just don't know where this is going to go. And for me personally, I would rather risk a little bit of profit than go ahead and perhaps miss out on the next swing to the upside, just in case we don't get a clear ABC like this. Maybe we just come down, touch, and we just continue. That's very well possible too. You got to keep that in mind. But we'll see how it's going to develop as things progress here. But I am looking for a much larger pullback. Ideally, you know, in a better case scenario, I think this pullback might be a little bit larger. I would like to see that happen, but we got to take it one step at a time, one level at a time, and hopefully we can get a answer, or at least, you know, the market will tell us where it wants to bottom out. Let me just catch up on chat right here. Let's see. Good, thanks. Hey, brother. We called this. Yes, we did. Hopefully we can get this pullback going. Did you see my chart in pattern in Discord? It happened 3 times before in the bull run started. Yes, Retro, but one thing you got to consider is that, you know, I know you heard this before. I will say this is that past patterns, past fractals, past indications of what could happen doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to. Just me personally, if it does happen, fantastic. I really, unfortunately, you know, I'm in a good position to where I don't have to go ahead and worry about trying to chase long positions. I'm in a good position, and if we just, you know, if we do happen to do that, where we just kind of form a triangle and just, you know, just consolidate, eventually pop up, that's fine with me. But as of right now, you know, I gotta take it as it's developing. My job isn't to necessarily predict exactly what's going to happen. My job is to understand where markets can reverse, how it can play out, and try to play into that, into the process of how it's going to develop. I'm not going to sit here and try to exactly predict bullish patterns, what could be happening, bearish patterns, what could be happening. All I know is that, hey, we have these levels. This level indicates that we're in a bearish position, you know, or in maybe if we can get a larger pullback, you know, we might form a bullish setup. Say, hey, you know what, we could be forming a bullish setup here. That's really what my main job is. Just kidding, but why are you replying after 2 hours? I don't know, Prathish. When did you respond? When did you originally put in that message? 50K so far. 50K. You made 50K? God damn. Where's the next park, John? What, the park video? It's too cold for that, man. It's too cold. As you can see, it's like 45 degrees Fahrenheit where I live right now. That's too cold to be outside, and I don't feel like bundling up. I would go outside if it's like 50, low 50, 55. Is that not a super thin C wave, or what, this pullback, or the uptrend that led us into the ABC, Josh? If you're talking about the uptrend that led us into the bearish ABC, yes, I would say that's a thin C, but the thing is, it shows a clear it does represent a separation in trend. Now, is it the most ideal situation? No. But to me, when I look at all these pullbacks here, to me, this looks like the most prominent out of all of them. So to me, how I'm kind of viewing this is I'm grouping this all together in one trend. This is a larger pullback and a continuation. But yes, I would agree it's a super thin C, but based on what's been going on and how messy this has been, I'm willing to take that. That's just me. Let's see. Do you think retracement or correction? Yeah, I think we're due for a correction here. I don't think this is going to be a larger swing to the downside. It absolutely could be. If it does, fantastic. Good for me. But at the same time, you know, I got to take it one level at a time. You know, we do have an area of local support here. So we could just bottom out here. Who knows? But, you know, I think if we are going to keep going, I think we're definitely going to go ahead and test this pocket, this area of price action. Let's see. Big egg roll, let's go. Sashin Yell, my shorts. Jesus Christ, man. Good for you. Congratulations. Smash those likes, yo. I appreciate it, big egg roll. Josh V, thumbs up. Let's see. Retro. The C at 15,316 was also within C. 15,316. It was, but you have to look at the separation. I really have no criteria of how the wave forms. It's about how the connection between the ABC looks. That, to me, the distance between these two lines are significant. That is a clear separation in trend for me. You know, we had a significant pullback, and yes, technically the C wave wasn't, I mean, it took, how long did that take? November 10th all the way to, so it took 11 days for that C wave to complete. I mean, compared to what's going on now, that is a that's a clear separation in trend. That is a complete valid setup. Same thing with this short up here. You know, you can argue that this was a thin C, but it's more about how the actual ABC forms and the clear separations and trend. Obviously, it's not the best separation and trend, and I will admit it's not the best case ABC I've seen. But in these kind of situations where we're kind of just consolidating in a messy fashion and just kind of squeezing our way up, I'm not going to limit, or I'm not going to shrink down the perspective, but I do have to keep in mind the how it's separating. And sometimes in situations like this, you don't get a clear separation compared to other trends. But to me, in the moment of what's going on, it's a case-by-case situation. But in this case, to me, this is a larger, clear separation. So it still looks like an upsloping bull flag. However, I see them fail. You think David indicator idea would help ABC trading? I think the David indicator will help you guys identify this game, to understand like what it looks like. And that's the main thing for me, and why I'm, how do I say this? I want you guys to be able to use this and still be able to identify them on your own. It's just going to help you understand how to get the process done. Because we do this manually. We draw the A, we draw the B, we draw the C. What David's indicator is going to do, it's not automated, guys. It's not automated. You still have to go ahead and identify the A to the B. All right. Once you identify the A to the B, it'll automatically set where the entry of the C wave is going to be. So that's got to kind of make the process a little bit easier. It's just more to help you guys identify how to take the setups, which I think is would be a good tool. Let's see. I definitely looking to go long. I'm hoping we get a bullish ABC soon. Yeah, I hope we do too, and I hope you guys we can get another opportunity to get in. Do you think it could pick up from here, bro? Can you look at BTC short time frame? See what you think might be happening. Do you think it's building from here, but 23K now has become resistance? I mean, I could look at it. Let me finish up with everything else and I'll go back. But just based off what I've seen, this looks like just a clear one trend to me. I don't see any clear separation. I'm sure we have to go into a little bit of a smaller time frame to look. But let me just go ahead and just finish up with everything else first, and then I'll go back to BTC and we'll kind of dissect it a little bit. So with ETH, we have a larger, now this is very messy, A to a B to, this is all a C with an ABC within the C, and then you can argue ABC within the C. I'm not going to go ahead and point out every single ABC, but just to understand what I'm looking at here, this is a potential larger ABC. Now, zooming out to a larger time frame, if we keep pumping from here, all right, the next stop is going to be 2030. If we can get back above that region, we do have a much larger ABC to finish up a B wave, which could potentially bring us down to a lower low to form a C wave. All right, the lower low is here. All right, and this is going off. Oh shit, this is going off of. Sorry, I messed that up. I need an 8 hour. This is going off of the potential of this being a larger A to a B to a C. Okay. Now, we could reverse from here. If we do reverse, and let's say this is a much more drastic downtrend that we're going to be going in. I'm just thinking hypotheticals here. All right. If we don't put a higher high here, we definitely have the opportunity to come down and reverse at any point in this region. All right, sorry. We do have an opportunity to come down and reverse at any point in this region, okay? We could form something like this. A to a B to a C. Now, if that's the case, like I said, I'm thinking a little bit more long-term here. I'm just kind of trying to put together a piece of the puzzle here. We could be forming a structure there, and that could still be part of a larger A to a B to a C. All right, but this is a little bit more, I guess, stretched out, a little bit more drastic. Absolutely could be the case. I'm not necessarily leaning on this too much. But as soon as that high is broken, I have to take this pivot the higher green pivot off the table because that shows a completed setup. But we can still go ahead and focus on an 878. I'm thinking ultra long term here when it comes to that. But, you know, keeping that in mind, let's go ahead and try to dissect this. If we are going to come up and test that 2030 and possibly continue past it or push, you know, continue to pump past it, I need to be able to find a long opportunity and then a continuation to go ahead and try to ride the momentum off of that. The original long setup we took was off of this ABC. All right, and yes, ETH did not, unfortunately, ETH did not put in that lower low, unlike BTC did. So we couldn't take that trade, but we took the 1178 trade. I believe I got stopped out maybe like once on this, once or twice. Yeah, I think twice. But you know, we're still holding it. And keeping that in mind, this is piggybacking. Sorry, piggybacking off the idea that this is going to be a larger A to a B to a C. All right. And so once we understand that, we can go ahead and, you know, kind of zoom in a little bit further into a little bit of a smaller perspective, focus on what's going on here. Like I mentioned before, A, B, C. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and focus on this as an A to a B to a C. The reason why I picked this ABC is because this wick here, obviously we put another higher high, but this wick here wasn't on Coinbase or any larger exchange. It was just on Bybit. So for me personally, I am going to stick with that. The entry is going to be at around, what is that? 1684. So as long as we're below there, things are looking, you know, decent for a short. I'm expecting most likely just some sort of larger pullback at the very least, something like that. Ideally, that would be the best case scenario. We'll have to see how it develops from there. But for me personally, that's what I'm looking for. It's what I'm leaning towards. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then for ETH at the moment, like I said, I have to wait and see what a bullish setup looks like in order for me to take it. But let's go ahead and talk LTC at the moment. LTC, you can see why I ditched this idea. Like, there's so many ABC pivots you could have taken. You had this ABC, and then you had another ABC, which could extend in the A. You know, extend the C here, and then you can go ahead and, you know, connect this as one larger A to a B to a C. And this is just a disaster. This is an utter disaster. So I ditched LTC a long time ago, back when we pumped in this wick here. I didn't take it on the re-entry. I just let it ride. So I'm probably going to try to take it at 85.24. To be honest, I don't have too high hopes for that entry, but you never know what price is going to do, guys. So the reason why I take these larger positions is because we just don't know. As bullish as everyone might be, we could be due for a much larger pullback. So for me, that's something I'm willing to take as well. But let's go ahead and... but it looks so fragile right now. ETH looks like it's ready to dump. ETH looks like it's dumping from here. BTC will be hard to push through 23K. I think BTC will like to retest 25K though. It's possible, big egg roll. It's same thing with Tashin. You know, there's a good amount of resistance. Yeah, it really depends. Like I said, let's go ahead and, you know, I'll tackle a little bit, I guess, a smaller perspective. I'm not gonna be a crackhead on a 2-minute chart. Yeah, guys, this looks like one continuous trend. As much as it's choppy, to me, maybe you can make an argument for this being an ABC. But to me, this looks like one larger trend. And we can keep going. If we get a significant break, fine. But I think we're going to keep going. And I'm looking for a significant break and then a retest. But, you know, ideally, I would like to see it get lower. Even if we come up, do something like this, where we test this area, this low here at support. Maybe bounce and then, you know, get everyone excited, kind of put in a little relief rally and then extend lower. That, let's see, if I go to an hourly. Yeah, that on an hourly, that's a clear separation in trend compared to the A to the B. That's a clear separation for me. So I'm definitely more willing to take that. Now let's see. Now we have to trade the second chart. Don't worry about Arius. I'll pull up the casino. Thanks to our buddy Retro over here. Retro, I'm hooked on this, man. Okay, I have the chart here. I was messing around. I kind of had, like, on the second screen, I had orders up here. Let's see if we can get orders here, because I have it on a higher filter, but I'll leave that up. What I'm questioning myself is when do you, oh geez. Well, let me turn that volume down. Where's the sound? Oh, I'm stupid. Let's see. What I'm questioning myself is, when do you decide to close that long from 50K if this continues dropping? Retro, I need you to understand something. It's not about timing. It's not about timing the exact top. It's not about timing the exact bottom. How we do things here is understanding where does it make sense to try to go ahead and continue playing into the larger trend, right? How we do things, yes, we do try to trade reversals and stuff. I do get that. That's part of what we do. But another part of what we do here is we trade continuations. Now, like if we go to prior setups here, like for example, this short setup off of this, this is a much larger example, but this is a trade we've taken. It's not the exact top. We focus on an area of entry and let price do what it do. In this case, it did fight us for a little bit. And unfortunately, I took profits early. I took profits down here based off of this low area of support. We came up, put in another entry, took that short, came back down. Overall, what I'm trying to say is we don't know where price is going to top out or bottom out. And to me, we're in such a large position from a, the heck was that? Oh, we had liquidations. We're in such a massive long position that in order for price to go ahead and just continue downwards and to stop us out, we're going to be in shorts. And to be honest, my shorts are going to make up way more profit than it would from the bottom here. Like I said, we're not trying to go ahead and time the top or time the bottom. The reason why I'm not taking it off the table is, what if we do take it early? Okay. What if we take it early and we don't have another chance to get in and we just keep pumping, like kind of like that consolidation pattern like you showed in the Discord? What if we just keep going? All right. But what if we keep going without us having another opportunity to get in? We can't rely on small time frames. We can't rely on little things to try to help us get the perfect entry. Okay. That's not our job. Our job is to take the most logical position, the most, the most probable, I guess we use probabilities and analytics to go ahead and try to tell us where the bottom's at. For us and how I do things, the only way for price to show us signs of strength or weakness to take the most highest probable trade to reverse or continue is for waiting for an ABC setup. Now, like I said, it's the same thing with taking profit. I don't know where price is going to go. I could sit here and say we're going to pull back all day. What if I'm wrong? What if we just come back and we just shoot through the moon? What's the point? If that's the case, what's the point of taking the long position early? I don't have a reason to, and we're going to be stuck chasing longs, or we're going to be stuck in basically on the sidelines waiting for price. And maybe what if we just never come back, or maybe we come up to like 35, 37K, then get a pullback or something. I'm just trying to think of different scenarios. But the point is you just don't know where price is going to go. And because of that, and also with the combination of we have such a good position from down here, it makes no sense for me to take it off the table unless we have unless we have a a position that's probable in our favor to go ahead and take profit and ride the continuation off of. Yeah, really, it's handy to listen to the order book. You don't have to watch the chart and know what's going. Yeah, I do when I'm having other stuff on the side. If I have a high filter, so if there's stuff, I have a decently high filter, like in the middle, so I know if big orders are coming in, I can just like check my chart quick. Yeehaw, for me the stream is currently Johnny. This might be a ching long. I'll go ahead and turn the volume down a little bit more. So you don't have a plan for closing percent at certain levels. For shorts, it's different. For shorts, I aim around 40 to 50%, because with shorts, you run into the problem of diminishing returns. I've gone over in stream before. But for example, let me show you something. Let's say you take a short. Let's say you just take a short from here right now, a short and a long position. All right, let's say we're both using, let's say 3% stops. All right, something similar. We're pretty close. Watch what happens when I pull this down on the short, from the short position. You can see we're already at 10K. We're only at a 19 R&R. If I do the same thing for the opposite direction, you can see the actual size comparison of the trades. It takes a lot more for price to drop 50% than it does to increase 50%. There's a lot more room. There's much more potential upside for long positions. So for me, it doesn't make sense to go ahead and, you know, let's say you shorted the top. It doesn't make sense to hold it past 50%, in my opinion. And versus for longs, it's much more profitable to hold it to the upside for the same percentage movement. Let's see. Leverage long is getting liquidated. Yeah, it's possible. I think I'm not sure. Does it tell you? Oh, it gives you like the sign, the signal. Is there a way I can like increase this? Yeah, that's a good spot. Let's see. Mambo, is it Mambo up or Mambo V? I don't know what. I know you say it every time, Alif. I know it's like a slang for what's up. But how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I closed my BTC long and I have a re-entry at 23,203. Oh, you're being a crackhead, aren't you? Let's see. Okay, I understand. Wow, that's nice to know. Yeah, it's little stuff like that you pick up when you're in the game for a while. Hi, Johnny. Is there a video where you explain how to take hedge trades? Not on my public Discord, but I can go over it if you want. So pretty much, I'll go over it quick. What a hedge trade is pretty much like, for example, I'm trying to think of a good scenario. All right, this is a good scenario here. We had a long position off of this ABC here. Okay. And the pivot of the entry was at this green line, right? But then we also have a short setup off of this ABC. Now, we didn't take it off the A, we took it off the C. Okay. So within the ABC, sometimes you get extended C waves, and we take ABCs within the C to try to play into the reversal, right? And then we're going to use this red line here as an entry for the short. So let me go ahead and clear this up for you. All right. So in this kind of situation, right, we don't know where price is going to go when we're up here. So what we do is we go ahead and take a long position down here. All right, off of this A. And then we go ahead and short from the exact same area, or at least from the top. Not the top, but the setup, the bear setup on the opposing side. Okay. Same position size, 3% stop loss. All right. And now what's going to happen is when you take the trade from up here and ride it back down to the entry, right? What you're left with is these two positions fighting, okay? You have a very bullish case for price to reverse off of that ABC, which I mentioned before, off the long setup. As well as we have another situation to where we have an ABC short setup, and then we're looking to anticipate a possible move like this, right? That's why we took the short. We don't know where price is going to go, right? In this case, regardless of what happens, we take the trades at opposing sides. You know, we're not taking it right next to each other. We're letting price breathe, create the setups for us. And from there, we're going to go ahead and take heads positions. Now, the beautiful part about this is that if price, in this case, let's say continue downwards and stopped you out, we take this off the table and we would just focus on this. Yes, we lost this trade, but we're locking in the profits from the long position from here. And then we can also benefit from a little bit extra movement and take profit when needed. You know, in this case, I took profit around this area. Yeah, around. So 6.7. It was a 6.75 R&R. We lost one, so 5.75. That's the beautiful part about this. And then, you know, we didn't know at the time, but, you know, you could have made the argument that we could have pushed that a lot further. All right. And that's pretty much how we handle hedge trades. Usually hedge trades turn into much larger swing positions, especially with the continuation method that we've been using. But in the scenario which I mentioned before with this setup, I took profit off of a continuation bearish setup, but we didn't continue be bearish. So I locked the profit in. We took it off the table. At the end of the day, we walked away with, you know, a 5.73 R&R trade. So that's pretty much how. That's the easiest way to do it. Sorry, I understand the hedge. How do you actually... Oh, I actually... Okay, so how do you enter it on Bybit? Let me pull up Bybit here. Where's my... There it is. Let me pull up BTC. Okay. So, in order to use a hedge trade on Bybit, first you're going to need... you need to be using... You can do two... There's two different ways to do this. One... You can use BTC USDT, the tether perpetual, or you can go ahead and use the inverse perpetual of BTC. But if you do use the inverse perpetual, you're going to have to make a sub account. It's very easy to do. For me personally, it's just a lot easier to use the BTC USDT. And as you can see, I have two positions open on USDT, BTC USDT. The beautiful part about the tether pairs is that you can trade both sides at the same time. If you use inverse perpetual, which is inverse contract. So if you go to the inverse contract section and go to BTC USDT or USD, unfortunately you can't go ahead and trade both sides at the same time. If you try doing that, it'll close the other position. So you have to open up sub accounts. For me, it's just easier to USDT, right? And then all you're gonna do is just set, you know, your leverage up here on the top right, and there's nothing else you really have to do. Just go ahead and enter your cost, your parameters based on whatever the risk reward calculator tells you. If you don't know where the risk reward calculator is, please. I was playing with some hypotheticals here. Don't worry, it's not 350,000. I'll try to show someone the power of risk to reward. Based on whatever the parameters of what the calculator tells you. If you don't know what this is, I'll post the link in the description. Please. This is the bread and butter of trading, of how your trading should be handled. You cannot succeed without using this. I promise you that. But based on whatever the calculator tells you, you go ahead and set your positions. You set your amounts here, set your stop losses, and then go ahead and take a trade. That's pretty much it. There's no extra steps you really have to do. Like I said, if you want to make a sub account, you could do it. It's pretty straightforward. Let's see. Yeah, so if you go to your name, go to sub account, and then it'll just make you create one. Okay, cool. I just use normal trading where a long will close a short or vice versa. Yeah, so, okay, you know what? Upside down head brings a fantastic point. I go long on an inverse and short on USDT works well for me. Yes, you can do that too. That's actually a pretty good idea. I don't think I've used Bybit to enter trades since TV Hub. Yeah, I mean, about 95% of my trades over the last couple of months have been entered by bots. I don't pretty much just don't use Bybit anymore. There's a couple situations where the bot wasn't working at the time, and I had to kind of be quick. So I went into Bybit, just entered it myself. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. But Chris, yeah, I think you're new to the channel. I haven't seen you here before. It's good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. If you have any questions regarding, you asked a great question about hedge positions. It goes to everyone out here too. If you guys are watching and let's say you haven't introduced yourself or you might have any questions for me, guys, this is the time to do so. I stream on here 3 times a week. Allowed you guys to ask me any questions you might have. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm sorry, I got caught up in memes. If you guys are interested, I do have my own Discord where I go ahead and post my setups in real time for you guys, let you guys know what I'm doing, as well as you get access to the tutorial videos, which, me personally, I believe this is the bread and butter of what you guys should be understanding. If you guys are new to Discord, if you guys are in the Discord and haven't watched this, guys, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, please. Not new, been here for some time. I'll just never chat. Okay, are you Super C, Chris? When I pulled it up, I just realized that might be you. Okay, I got you. You're not new to the channel. Sorry, my friend, but it's good to see you. But pretty much, trade psychology videos, how to DCA, basic leverage trading tutorials, ABC methods, the ABC method stuff, everything from A to Z, guys. Everything I go over, hedging, I go over everything you're going to. I think at some point, I will update this soon because I have changed some things in the past, and also some of the qualities of these videos are not the best in my opinion. So at some point, I'm probably going to remake them. I just haven't gotten the time to. I think I've done a really good job. I pretty much just add to them as I go. But some things I think I do want to go ahead and redo. Let's see. See, Johnny, how do you go about making 6 figures trading with small trading account? Do you risk more per trade? I'm at 0.5. Let's see. I'm at 0.5% at the moment. So, and unfortunately, a Leaf, when it comes to trading, it takes money to make money. I'm not going to ask you, I don't want you to go ahead and tell you, I don't want you to go ahead and tell the public what you're working with. You don't have to do that. If you're interested, you can DM me, and I'll kind of help you along the way, or at least give you good guidelines. But when it comes to understanding how to turn a little bit into a lot, it takes money to make money. And you, fortunately, and also in this game, it's risk to reward. The reward is very high, but you also have to risk a good amount in order to gain those rewards. It's not when it comes to when you're first starting out, you have to prioritize profit. So you're going to have to be a lot more risky than you will as compared to someone who's playing with, 10, 20, 50, $100,000. But if, let's say, so there are some people there who do well. Let's say you've taken a small amount, this is something I have had to learn along the way. You take a small amount, you grow it into a lot, let's say it's those higher regions, the numbers which I mentioned. At some point, your priorities have to shift. You have to shift from prioritizing profit to prioritizing security. And how you do that is, one, I always tell people, diversify your account. If you're sitting on 100 grand off of leverage trading, don't keep all 100 grand in the leverage trading. Please, for the love of God, diversify. What I do is I took about 40%, 50% of that, and right off bat, and I just either took it off. I either have it holding in Tether, or I'm holding it, or some sort of stable coin, or I took it out in cash to go do spend, hold, invest in other things outside of crypto. And so Well, my thing is that you're gonna have to restructure your actual account and how to spread it out. Now, with the rest of the money that you keep in crypto, keep some in spot, keep some have some for DCA trades. So where, let's say you have a set amount, let's say you out of that, let's say at 100,000, you keep 60% of that in crypto. Out of that 60%, let's say you use 50% of that of let's see, what's 15% of 60,000? All right, let's say you can keep 9 to 10,000 in a DCA account, okay? And well, all you're going to do is basically allow time for your positions to sprinkle in, and basically once you're done, just let it sit. Don't move it, okay? Your spot accounts are going to basically playing spot, but you know, you use actual trade setups, but you use actual stop losses, and you're not just buying off of ABCs. You're actually taking spot positions, but you're using like a 10-15% stop loss. And then you're trying to ride the bigger wave, the bigger momentum of these things. You can do that as well. That's something I do. You can also use, you know, and dedicate a certain amount of that into leverage trading as well. You know, I would say total between swinging, scalping, or the aggressive trading style that we do, I would say out of that 60%, I would say you can get away with about maybe 30 to 50%, depending on how you structure it. 30 to 50% of that money should be used for leverage trading, right? And from there, you can take the profits from your scalp and swing accounts and recycle them or roll them over into your spots, into your DCA trades. You can do it however you want. That's the beauty about having a larger account, is that you can diversify and still make good money. Let's see. Do you risk more per trade? Okay, so that's the next thing you asked. So when it comes to higher amounts, I actually would risk less. So on my swing account, for example, I will risk about 0.5 to 1%, but I'm using a 4 to 5% stop loss. I'm using a larger stop loss. So the R&R is not as juicy for me, but I'm using less risk. If you have a lot to play with, the more money you play with, the less percentage you should be playing with. For example, let's say you have $10,000, right, to play with. Let's say you use 0.5%. All right, so $50. You know, it's not the most enticing, but let's say you hit a 10 R&R trade, $500 off of 10 grand. That's 5%. Fantastic. If you have $100,000, all right, 0.5% is now $500. But as the amount grows, you should be decreasing your risk. All right, you should be decreasing it to 0.25. Notice how you add an extra zero. 0.25% is 5 times more than the original position that we had. So you're going to be making 5 times more off the original trade, but you're still risking half the percentage of the other account, if that makes sense. That's the best way to go about doing it, is as you're working with bigger numbers. Jesus. As you're working with bigger numbers, the goal is to go ahead and decrease your risk percentage. Let's see. Lazar, hey Johnny, you have same trades on your private account, or do you have more open trades in your private account? Actually, I actually have probably less. I probably take less trades on my main account, to be honest, because I'm focusing on much larger setups. Sometimes if I do play with like the setups that we do, I might use a lot less risk, but a lot of the times I'm just focusing on macro swings on my main account. Like, unfortunately, I missed this trade because I was just being a dumbass. Sorry for the language. I was just being stupid. I missed this ABC here, so I ended up buying a lot more spot and just rode the wave up. But yeah, I would have taken a swing trade there. But besides that, I think the last swing trade I took was that short at 26.65, and that was back in, what was that, last July. So I don't take too many big trades on my big account. Let's see. Richard Campbell. Okay, Chris just never chat. Okay, yes. Okay, I kind of figured that was you. Richard Campbell. I'm new. Hodl. Just joined Johnny's Discord last night. Starting to get through them today. Johnny, very straight, no BS. Thank you so much, Richard. It's a pleasure to have you. Richard, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask me in the Discord, or you know, my DMs are always open. You know, I always prioritize the guys in the group. So if you guys have any questions, anything more specific, please feel free to reach out. If you're in the Discord, Richard, you know, I invite you to go ahead and check out all the trading tutorial videos I have. It's probably a good couple hours of content there. I would say a good 3 to 4 hours of content, possibly more. So I invite you to go ahead and check that out. Hopefully to get a better understanding of how I do things. Let's see. How do I do analysis? So in order for you to do analysis, you need to understand first things first is understanding low areas of support and resistance. All right. You know, focusing on a trend. So in this case, like the bear market, right? And basically all you're going to do is identify the highs as local areas of resistance. All right, and then you're going to identify the lows as local areas of support. All right, that's the first thing you're going to do. Practice how to do that. And you can take this concept and go to any time frame. Obviously, you're just practicing at this point. These are very important levels. All right, and so this gives you a better idea of what areas are support and resistance. We also have an area of resistance here too. I forgot to mark out. And so when price gets up to these red lines, price is going to have some resistance, going to struggle, as you can see. Up in this region, we struggled a little bit. We pushed through. The next area to test is 25K. We haven't got there yet. We probably will at some point, though. And if we can break that, the next red line is at 32,000. And then, you know, just practice doing that. And then from there, you know, you can go ahead and try to, I'm going to necessarily you can practice making hypothetical trade scenarios. Don't put any money into this. Like I said, guys, this is all financial advice. It's not financial advice. I do not, you know, tell you guys what to do. I'm telling you guys how I would do things, how I learned, and just kind of just me showing you how I learned what I used. Let's see. League, do you use a broker or do you straight on the exchange? So never, I go from dollar, like US dollar or whatever currency you have, to an onboarding RAM, which is like Coinbase, basically a broker from there. And from that broker, I never send it directly from broker to exchange. I send it from broker to wallet to exchange. Just because sometimes some exchanges don't allow you, they know what addresses these exchanges have and they don't allow that, so you can get your account shut down for that. But I never ever send directly to my exchange to the broker. I always go to a wallet. Yes, it might be a little bit more in fees, but a lot of the times I use like USDT, the TRC20 chain. So I'm paying like maybe $1 per transaction. So the fees are cheap. But I usually go, I never do broker to Bybit, Bybit to Coinbase. I always do Coinbase, wallet, Bybit, and vice versa. I thought ABC trading was primarily swing trading, not scalping. Alif, when I say scalping, I meant more of like how we do things. Technically, I would consider this more of a scalping account. On my main account, I would have never taken that short at 21.05. I took this one because off a larger setup, but I usually aim for much larger setups, if that makes sense. When I say scalping, it's not actually scalping. It's just like the more aggressive style, if that makes sense. Let's see. I use Binance. You can use Binance. Binance, Coinbase, Bittrex. I don't know the other, Kraken. I don't know what else is out there. Especially for other parts of the world might be different. Cool. Thanks, Johnny. No problem, my friend. Lazar, 10x. Was that the leverage you use? Richard Campbell, there is thumbs up. All right, awesome. How do you send USDT from Coinbase? Coinbase does not support. Yes, it does. At least where I mean, it might be different where you live, but for me, I have Coinbase. If you go to Coinbase, I have it on my phone, unfortunately. I don't. If you go to Coinbase, go to trade. If you just type in USDT. Yeah, you can buy USDT with cash or convert it for another crypto. That's just for me though. I am from New York though. Yeah, no, it's there. You admit? It's there. Let's see if I can. I'm just gonna try to illustrate this. You guys see that? All right, Coinbase. All right, I got my Coinbase phone app up. You're gonna click trade. Nope. And then from there, you're gonna type USDT, which I already did. Let's see if it'll zoom, focus. There you go. So that top one where my thumb is, that's Tether. Click it. Trade. And then it doesn't say you can sell, but once you get some on your wallet, it'll allow you to sell. I've had no problems with it though. 10x old school for thank you or tanks. Okay, I got you. Christina, hello Johnny. Good to see you, Christina. How you doing? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Hope you guys are. Hope all of you guys are having a good Sunday. Oh, you know why? Yeah, it's New York. That's why. You know what? That makes sense. Yeah, for me, where I live not too far from you. I'll just say that I live in the tri-state area as well. But where I live, I can use Tether. That's probably why, because you're in New York. Which one's the bottle of water I didn't open? There we go. Come on, dump. So you guys want to know what I've been obsessed with lately? I've been obsessed with. Now, I signed up for this subscription just because I wanted to see what it was like. And I've been using this AI art bot thing. I was trying to get it to make a sign with just random letters. But it's pretty damn cool, man. I came up with some cool stuff. I wanted to see how it would do, like interpret Bitcoin and all that stuff. And it's actually pretty cool with some of the stuff it comes up with. And it's like very, very high quality too. This one I think is the coolest one. This is one of my favorites. I have this saved on my computer. But all you can do, like, let's say, to imagine, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Have to use ADA or Solana for cheaper fees. Okay. Yes, I mean that's a good option. You admit ADA is a good option. Oh yeah, I've seen it. That's really dope. Yeah, it's really cool, man. This Midjourney, if you guys are interested, it's called Midjourney. The AI is insane. I'll go ahead and do that later. Let's see. Nice, Johnny. It looks well printed out on canvas for you for a wall. Yeah, like it'd be cool to like sell like paintings or like pictures. Like I love this. I think this is pretty cool. What's up, Johnny? Dropping by, but listen to most of your streams. By the way, nothing relevant happens on the weekend anyway. I would. It's yeah, kind of. Yeah, most of the time, I think in this like. This time, like Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, we start to get a little bit more of action going. I'd say by the time the CME opens around 6 p.m. EST, that's what pretty much goes on. Nice, Johnny. Look well printed on a canvas for a wall. Yeah, I do. I think it'd be a big cool poster. If you guys want a poster, let me know. Maybe I'll make it into posters. Except your stream, by the way. Yeah, I kind of do this on Sundays just to kind of give you guys like a little bit of a heads up or a little bit of, I guess, what to look for going into the beginning of the week, since the CME does open in 4 hours. So, but yeah. I also create, like, I did like different variations of this. It's pretty cool. I mean, another friend of mine too, we're like messing around with this. Some of the stuff it comes up in is insane. And what I love about this is that every single piece that you generate is unique in its own way. You'll never ever get two of the same renders. Let's see. Just a trade range, fake out, bull trap, bear trap, crap. Yeah, I agree with you, Marshman. I think not. I'm sure once the week starts, we'll get a better answer of what is going on. Mr. Reckless, yo, Johnny, how are you doing? Doing good, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Doing good, feeling good. It's talking about AI art here. Something I've been messing around with. I think that fourth one's pretty cool. So if I can upscale, so if I hit this, it'll upscale images for me. You gotta just give it a second. Or same thing with one of these too. Like if you want to, I was trying to see if it'll come up with like cool, like a mountain, like Northern Lights theme kind of. I don't know why I put lightning in there, but I wanted to see if it would do it. That third one looks pretty cool. So I can also upscale like different ones of what it gives me. It takes a second. Maybe you could do that occasionally instead of Wordle. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Maybe if you guys want to go ahead and make some art, we can do that. And yes, I have thought about $30 subscription. Do you think it's worth it? I think if you're going to do it for like a month, I would say do it. Me personally, the main reason why I did this was to come up with like, where is it? Different ideas for, so I'm trying to get like the rest of my arm done. So like I want to get like the lower piece done and then an upper piece. So I've been messing around with like different ideas and it's come up with some really cool stuff. So what I've been doing is I've been like coming up with different variations of that. Oh, look at this. This is pretty. I love some of these things. Like, that's pretty cool. A friend of mine came up with this, or he told me to type in like these words. But we did come up with there's a couple of different things I saved and sent over to him. Like, I love some of this stuff, so I'm trying to figure out like what like a good bottom piece for like my bottom part of my arm is gonna be. I do like something like this, and basically I just been sending it to my tattoo artist, and we've been kind of going back and forth, or at least I've been showing him. But like some of the stuff's pretty cool. But yeah, but areas, I think if you use it for 1 month, like for me, I have a purpose for it, but I think if you're going to mess around with it, I think $30 is a little steep. But for me, like I signed up for like 1 month. Hey Johnny, try adding your own photo and tell Midjourney to extrapolate with different details from your base photo. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll definitely go ahead and do that. I might have to find that though. I don't know where it is. All right, hold on, guys. I need to get tissues because I'm about to sneeze and I know it's gonna be a disaster. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this up. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Jesus. All right. So I had like a sneezing fit. That was bad. I had to like, I started literally, I got up. By the time I found the tissues, I started sneezing and it just wouldn't stop. Whew. That was rough. And before I came back, I was like tearing. So I had to like clean my eyes up. It was bad. I'm sorry, guys. So let's see. What is that on the left side? How is this app called? So I'll drop the link if you're interested. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. Let me pop out chat here. It's because this chat is better than what the Streamlabs gives me. And it's called, and basically what that is on the left side, these are orders. So these are big orders that are coming in. And these are up here, these are liquidations. And so every time a certain amount gets liquidated, it'll tell you up here. And then on the left-hand side, you can toggle how big you want the orders to be. If I toggle this all the way to the left, it's gonna bring me every single order, and this is just a nightmare. But the higher you push the bar, it'll filter it out. The higher you can see, these are much higher value orders here. It's free. You don't have to pay for it, which is pretty cool. Retro, if you're still in here, he dropped it in the chat a couple of streams ago. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like I'm gonna feel like a little crackhead. So I like having it up. And what I do is, I really don't care for what's going on, but what I'll do if I'm not doing anything, I'll set it for like a very high number. And basically if I hear this start going off on a high setting, I know something's happening. So I'll like go ahead and check. I'll see if anything's going on. But usually, like, I'll put it even like in the middle somewhere. Actually, I like the song. Save it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, what are we? How long are we been doing this? Hour and 12. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, please. I'm pretty sure I caught up on everything. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, please let me know. Please ask. Be regarding, you know, trading, different like trading like practices that I do, the ABC strategy, be anything. Like I said, it's what these streams are for. All right, let's see how. Oh yeah, these are the pictures that are rendered, upscaled. That's pretty cool. Here, let's do an art thing. What do you guys want to see? I know I see. I know you can do a thing, like Lazar mentioned before, where you can. Was it Lazar? Yeah, Lazar mentioned this, but the only problem with that is you can only blend images. So I would have to like find another background image to blend it with. I wanted to tell you that the change in mode in all coins to hedge mode was the solution. Now they're triggered by yes, Mr. Reckless. Thank you so much. I mentioned that in the Discord. If you go to it was in the trigger trade section, I believe. Also, guys, check out there's a tutorial on how to set up trigger trade with William. Go check that out. William has been posting updates. I've been posting videos and stuff when needed, but he's gonna let you guys know. Did I put where did I post this? Oh yeah, if you go to the help section, help and questions, I pretty much said make sure you change it to hedge mode, and Mr. Reckless, yes, that was the solution. Do you ever look at the 1 or 4 hour RSI to make decisions or use it at all? Great question, Crypto Beehive. Yes, every once in a while I will look at the RSI, but it's not in the way most people look at the RSI. All right, I'm not trying. I feel like I try to be like it's different. I'm not trying to say like that's what's going to separate you in trading. It's the same concept when it comes to strategies. If you can find something that's out of the box, that's out of the ordinary, that's not typical to what people use, you're going to go ahead and be a lot more successful than the majority of people. All right. So let me just change the color and I'll show you this. So for those who are new, who haven't seen this yet, I do look at RSI once in a while. I do not make any serious trading decisions off of them, but I will consider it when I'm going ahead and looking at the RSI. Right. Usually I go for like the 2 hour. Now you can notice something. Oh, sorry. If you notice the RSI length, when you put it to 14, oh, Jesus Christ. St. Jude. Okay, sorry. All right, so if you go to the RSI, you can see it just looks like a very bad EKG chart. This is your heart rate. It's all over the place. So the best thing to do, I know some people go out to a daily and all that stuff. For me, I think what makes it easier to understand is if you change the input for or the R sign length to 14 to 125, watch what happens when I change it, right? Boom. Now, as you can see, if I pull this up, it looks pretty similar to price action, right? But it'll show you the divergences where they matter the most. Okay, if that makes sense. It'll show you the divergences that count or that really are strong. And if you look at what's going on right now, look at this. We have a massive, massive, massive bearish divergence off a 2 hour. Starting from here all the way up, right? We have a massive bearish divergence. Now, something I've learned from trading divergences in the past is it's not all clear cut. Now you can see it's kind of also, you can make the argument that we're putting in a bullish divergence too. Ever since this peak, we kind of been putting in higher highs, right? So I'm not, I know I did say we have a bearish divergence, but it looks like we're squeezing in momentum. Okay. This is something I need you guys to keep in mind and understand. In situations like this, to me, the bearish divergence is more prominent. All right, so I'm going to be prioritizing bearish divergence. Now, what I'm going to go into, or I guess how I'm going to explain this, it's called instead of playing wall ball, you're playing window ball. All right, pretend you have a ball, like a decently hard ball, like a tennis ball or even a lacrosse ball, which is, I know there's a big difference between the two. But let's say you take a lacrosse ball. All right, let's say you're playing, you're throwing the ball against like a brick wall, right? Let's say in that brick wall, there's a window, all right? And let's say by accident, you throw at the window, all right? If you throw the ball at the window, okay, depending on how hard you throw, it's going to determine if it's going to break, okay? Obviously, the harder you throw it, the more likely the window is to break. So in this case, the stronger the divergence, the more likely it is to play out, all right? But let's just take this theory and, kind of shape it to what I'm trying to say, right? Or at least kind of put it into better understanding of how this works or how I view this. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Sometimes I'm bad at explaining things. Sometimes. So imagine you didn't know like how thick this window was. Let's say this is a pretty thick window, not just a standard, single pane window that you have at your house. Let's say it's a little bit of a thicker window. All right. It might take a little bit extra force to go ahead and break that window. Okay. And so let's say you throw the ball once, let's say just a little toss, hit the window, bounces back to you. Let's say it bounced off the ground, you caught it. Oh, okay. It's pretty cool. You throw it again a little bit harder. All right. The window still doesn't break, but when the ball comes back, it comes back with almost as equal force. Right. So now at the point you're sitting there, you're just bouncing the ball off the window and it's just coming back, right? That's what these taps of the line of the divergence is every time you're throwing the ball, you're throwing it at the window and it's bouncing back to you, okay? But now with each bounce, all right, you're throwing the ball harder and harder. Now you're trying to break the window, okay? Now it's gonna get to the point to where the harder you throw it, the faster the ball is gonna come back at you, right? In this case, basically what this indicates is the more bounces you get on the divergence, the stronger the pressure, the more pressure that's building up in price. Eventually, what's going to happen is two things. One, you're going to throw the ball so hard that the ball is going to break the window and the ball is going to go through. That's the divergence playing out. And that's the pressure pushing price to the downside, right? And where you are going to get a very, very strong move to the downside because of all the pressure from this bearish divergence playing out. It's finally going to affect. Or you can have the opposite happen, right? Let's say this point, this window is not breaking, and now you're a major league baseball pitcher. You're throwing this thing 70, 80 miles an hour at the window, all right, and it's not breaking. Guess what the ball is doing when it's coming back? It's coming back at you with the same amount of speed. Are you going to be able to catch that ball, or are you at, not say any risk, but there's a chance the ball can come back, fly by you, or even hit you in the face, or hit you when you're not expecting it. The same thing when it goes to this. The harder we throw the ball, at some point, the ball is going to come back with just as much force and you're not going to be ready for it, or it's going to come back in the opposite direction, right? What this means is that price can put in this divergence all day long. Eventually, it can respect this line and come back up and eventually break through. All right, and basically say, you know what, I don't care. We've been bearish this entire time. Cool. Nope, we're just gonna keep pumping. All right, and eventually price is gonna build up enough strength to keep pumping. All right, and that's something that has happened before. Is to say you can make the same case for bullish divergences in a bear market. You know, if we're in a bear market and we're putting in bullish divergences, eventually, you know, price will not care at some point, depending on how strong the move is, and it'll just push right through it. Same kind of scenario with this. I know it was a long way for me to explain it, but that's kind of like the best way to me to understand, or at least kind of paint a better picture of how I see it when it comes to these bearish divergences. Either if price doesn't make a move off of them and we build pressure, either we're gonna eventually fall, turn over, or it's gonna take that same pressure and push it with equal force to the opposite direction. If that makes sense. But yes, I do, Crypto Beehive, I do look at this every once in a while. Tom, good morning, all from Australia. Nothing like waking up to Johnny. I appreciate that, my friend. It's good to see you. You missed all the TA. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing much going on, Tom. We're just, you know, I went over the setups here. We're looking for a much larger pullback. We've been waiting for this for a while. Hopefully this is the case. You know, but nothing's set in stone. I know there's a couple things to look at. I don't normally draw trend lines, but I will look at them every once in a while. We did break that trend line. We could be doing something like this where we come down, test this as support before bouncing. Very well could be a fake out. Who knows? Brian, hi Johnny. How well do you think ABCs work with stocks and indices? Great question. Somebody reached out to me earlier and asked me the same question. So with stocks, me personally, I do use them. As you can see, the S&P is kind of getting close to its ABC here. The S&P is getting pretty close to completing a larger ABC on the bearish side. So it does work. You had one here, which was the reversal of the bull market. We had a giant one here, which was a larger reversal off of the bear trend. All right. Now, I don't suggest. I only use ABCs on stocks in what do you call this? Index funds on a much larger macro scale. Now, I do not use this for smaller time frame trades. I will use this to buy and sell. I have bought recently. I bought some Apple shares. I bought 2 Apple shares at around 130 after we got this ABC here. Right. So from a longer term perspective, from a buyer's perspective, yes, it works very well. And same thing with Tesla. I mean, Tesla didn't put its own ABC. That's the whole different story. You can see the ES. Wow, the ES put in an ABC. Also inverse correlation with. Oh, look at the dollar, guys. The dollar is looking fantastic. Guys, this is bad for Bitcoin. Because one of the things we looked at was support off of this line here. I'm sorry if I'm going on a little side rant, Brian, but I want to get this point across. We did come across support here, so we're getting a good bounce. And this looks like one continuous trend, so I think we're due for at least a good retest of the upside. But Brian, yeah, I mean, I messed around with ABCs on stocks, Forex, indices, metals. I looked at like gold and silver. It's the same thing. Most of the time, I do not go to a small. I use, if anything, when it comes to traditional stocks and other things, I use much larger time frames, and I usually look at it from more of a buy and hold perspective. I don't use leverage. I don't use options. I don't do any of that stuff. Just because I just don't like the fact that options gives you an extra layer of volatility to add to it. But guys, the dollar looks absolutely phenomenal. Well, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I honestly think now that I see we're getting support in the dollar, I think we're gonna keep going. I could be wrong, but I think we're gonna keep going down. Oh, those are liquidations. Yep, here we go, boys. The casino's going. It's fun. It's really fun. Oh, this is David Tech's theme song. Casino's going. Let's see. Tom, with BTC on daily time frame, do you think we could be putting in a macro C wave? What do you mean something like this? Something like that? Tom, let me know if I'm right on that. Yes. It's possible, Tom. Me personally, if I am going to view this from that standpoint, that perspective, I'm going to be viewing this ABC as an A. I think we're going to come up for a larger B and then put it in a C. That's probably more probable, but absolutely, that's absolutely could be the case. We don't necessarily have to come up here at all. We get a clear break in trend. We could absolutely be forming that. And that's the reason why we're taking shorts, is that you just never know where price is going to go. You just never know. If we do take shorts from up here, I will probably most likely be holding all the way back down. But like I said, we're going to do our best to ride the momentum, the continuation of either trend regardless. That's the beautiful part about this, is that we take profit where it makes sense and we re-enter, and hopefully we can, you know, not have a terrible time on the way down, on the way up. All right, sorry about that. Sorry guys, I gotta just tackle something on my phone real quick. Come on. Let's see. Is there anything else to go over? Let me just see what. See if you guys have. Oh, I already have chat popped out here. I don't know why I didn't. If you guys have any questions for me, please let me know. It's your time to shine, folks. Oh, we're at 738 subs. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. If you guys are new here, I do invite you guys to come go ahead and, if you guys are watching this, you guys have any questions regarding strategies that we go over here, or what I use, anything trading related, please, guys. I do these streams 3 times a week. We do this on an open platform, so you guys can go ahead and ask me pretty much, long within reason. You guys can ask me any questions you might have. Yeah. And also, it's a good time. It's a good opportunity for me to meet you guys, meet my subscribers, get you guys to get to know you a little bit more. So usually keep trades open until new long short ABC forms, or you take profits at certain levels. So at the moment we focus on continuation setups. So what we do is, the goal behind using these ABCs is that you don't know where price is going to top out or bottom out. All right. We take these trades, for example, for this in this long position, even though we did have something like an A to a B to a C. I just didn't take profit up here because I think we're going to go down. You kind of have to analyze the possibilities of what could be going on. All right. And at the moment, or at that time, we were thinking that, hey, you could be that could happen, or we can get something like this to where maybe this is the bottom. We get an A to a B to a C, which ended up which did end up happening. And so one of the things I have noticed, and one of the ways we can, one of the things I didn't necessarily entirely come up with this. One of the things I use, and I kind of have adjusted to how we do things, is we go ahead and find bearish setups or bullish setups. For example, this is a bearish setup. This is a trade we did take. All right. So just for an example purpose. And then we're going to go ahead and basically wait until the market gives us another bearish setup to give us an opportunity to go ahead and take a short off of. That's similar in perspective, guys. That's very important. All right. I'm not taking a very small, tiny 5-minute ABC. I'm on a 1 hour. To me, if I can drag this and it can line up similarly to what's going on here, I'll take it. That's kind of like a base rule that I came up with. Doesn't necessarily have to happen all the time. I think as price is going much farther in our direction, I think we can be a little bit more lenient on what we're looking for. That's something that I'm thinking about doing. But that doesn't mean I'm going down to a 5-minute and taking the littlest ABC. I need to see still a clear separation in trend on at least a 30-minute. But long story short is we're basically taking profit once the bearish setup forms. In this case, it's going to be red line. And we're going to basically compound the gains we made off this trade and re-enter here. And basically try to catch the next short opportunity. But in this case, it never happened. Once we got this set up, I took this, and then that was pretty much it. I believe I might have taken this. Yeah, I did take this one once, and then it just, blew straight through it. So same thing goes with long positions. All right, we do have a long position here that we're still currently holding. All right, and from there, we're just gonna wait for another bullish ABC on a decent, I would say a decent perspective, to go ahead and try to basically take profit and get back in here. Because the problem is, I don't have set percentages. I don't take profit at resistance. I don't take profit off of any other parameters besides that, is because we just don't know where price is going to go. And for me personally, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit. You know, obviously I'm not going to make as much money if I took profit at the very top, but I'm not going to, I'd rather sacrifice profit and get a much more certain and sure position to ride the continuation off of versus take profit too early and basically potentially not even get an ABC setup and keep going up. All right, that's also another possibility. We could be coming down, maybe put in a straight, this one very fast wick, never put in an ABC setup, and we just keep going. That's absolutely in the cards. And so for me, that's the reason why I'm not in a rush to take this trade off the table, is because you could get in a situation to where, you know, if you get out too early, you might not be able to get back in. So I'd rather hold it, wait for a valid setup to form, get that extra layer of confirmation, and then get back in and give me a better, at least give me a better, I'm not saying it's certain, guys. It's not saying it's certain, but it gives me a better opportunity for me to go ahead and take a higher probability trade. So I'm only new to ABC strategy, but wow, now I see them on every chart I look at. Yep, Tom. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. Do you think BTC can reach around 18 to 20K? Yeah, I think it's possible. You gotta kind of have to take one level at a time. For me, it's, you know, I think we're pretty bullish right now. So I'm taking it per zone. So I think we have to at least come down, test like 21K, 21 and a half around there. And if that fails, I think we can easily come back down and test 18,000. Yeah, I definitely think so. Let's see. Makes sense. Thanks. No problem, my friend. Hopefully that helps. All right, guys. Shall we do Wordle? And if you guys don't know if you guys are new to the channel, what we do every stream is, I got this from my friend Kite. We go ahead and, as a team, you know, as a group, we go ahead and try to figure out the Wordle for today. So how I do it is I do audio. Okay, that's interesting. Let's do something with a D and an A in different spots. Maybe do the D first. Okay, so the D's in the first spot. A is not in the third spot. There's an N in here. What do you guys think? I did the first two turns. I'll let you guys help me out here. Remember, D's in the first spot. Sorry, you guys had to see that. God damn. I'm tired. But my sleep schedule's all messed up, so that definitely doesn't help me. I suck at Wordle. Dante? Will that work? I'll try it. Yeah, it's on the word list. But I do like the DAN. Dance? Dante's Inferno? That was a good guess. I think Dance is a good one. do you guys think? Should I do try dance? Right, I'm gonna try dance. Oh, too easy, guys. Too easy. Thank you, Yumita. If you didn't say Dante, I wouldn't have came up with that right away. I wouldn't have came up with that right away. Good job. Like a 94% win rate. We have a 94% win rate. If only our ABC trades at a 94% win rate. With massive R&Rs like this, we all be millionaires by now. Drop my bottle cap. Damn it. Did you trade before ABCs? Yes, I have traded before ABC's Crypto Beehive. Before it was ABCs, for me, it was, I'll give you kind of like the route that I took. Guys, look, what did I say about December 17th, man? I gotta get rid of these lines. Actually, let me go to a different chart. So before it was ABCs, I'll get you guys up from the beginning. So I started trading crypto around, I would say around like December of 2019. That's when I first like got introduced to like Crypto Face and all them. Maybe okay. I started watching Crypto Face around October, November of 19, and then I started after watching him for like a month or so. I got Market Cipher, started trying around like December, January. Didn't really have that much success. Had my first string of good trades during the COVID dump because all you would have to do is just short, pretty much, except for like this peak and this peak. Every single pullback I found I would just short every single pullback, and it just worked out every time. I think I only made like throughout this entire dump here, I made like $100. That was massive for me, and unfortunately, I spent all my trading money on Market Cipher at the time. So that happened, and then eventually, I came across my friend Kite Crypto. If you don't know who Kite is, I consider him a little brother to me. He's a great guy, good kid. He's been in this game way longer than I have. Yeah. He's been in the game longer than me, and you know, he's been streaming for God knows how long. It's gotta be at least like, yeah, 4 years he's been streaming. So, you know, I've been watching him for a very long time. I learned everything I did from him. And basically what we were working with at the time was basic support and resistance. So basically all inflating ranges and breakouts. All you would do is, I believe I followed him. I found him around this point, and I took my first big trade around here using the basically playing breakouts. And all you would do, every time price broke out past this region, you just take it out. You would take a breakout trade to the upside. And at the time, I believe I was using like 5 to 10% risk on each one, and on the last trade I bumped up to like 20%, something ridiculous. And the trade I took, the R&R, I was using about a 0.25% stop loss. Something like that. And I remember that trade I took, I made like, I don't remember what the R&R was. I don't remember the actual, like, what I came out with. I think it was, I think I had maybe, was it 20% risk? I know it was, okay, maybe it was like 10%. I was using about like $100, yeah, about $100 risk. So $100 times 33.44. I turned $100 into $3,000 in one trade. And at the time, I was about double my account just on that one trade alone. So I became hooked ever since. And then eventually, took that breakout trade, didn't ride the full momentum, but I just, I basically took a breakout every time I got back above. And then I learned to short between ranges. So we had that low and this low, or that high and this low. And basically you just play the ranges in between. Every time we got back above, I would long. Every time we got back below, we would short. And if we formed a new high, I would take that high instead. And just learn how to do that. And in certain markets, it actually does work. But I think you have to be in a very aggressive bull market in order to trade breakouts successfully. Because there's just so much momentum that there's a time and place. Like you got to take that breakout trade, you would have done well. And like I said, look this is almost very similar to what's happening right now. If you take a look at this area price action, you can almost copy and paste this and go back to what's going on right now. This is what could be happening. So that's why, like I said, I'm not in a rush. I'm not so eager to go ahead and take profit on that short or on the long position because I just don't know where price is going to go. But pretty much same thing. And basically what we would do is we would just once price found a top, we wait for a pullback and then take profit on the next test and then just try to trade the breakouts. And of course we got stopped out a couple times, but we would have hit that one again. And then I just kept doing this until we got to about here. All right, I just kept doing that. And then eventually we got onto Elliott wave. I learned Elliott wave theory for a little bit. I wasn't the best at it, but did my best to learn it. And then I took an account from the break of this high. Actually, no, I would say, yeah, from the break of this high all the way up here to the top, I turned $1,000 into 30 grand and then cut it in half pretty quick. So about 15,000. And then I also took more money than I made in basically a spot. I bought ETH on spot at around, that's not going to come up here. I bought ETH at spot at around 400, around like I think my average price, I was pretty much buying the entire time up here. I think my average price around like 430, 440. And I just basically, rode that. I pretty much sold at the top. I'm not going to say numbers and all that stuff just for security reasons. But yeah, trade support resistance, trade breakouts, then transfer to Elliott wave theory. And then from Elliott wave theory, also learn how to, we messed around with the RSI for a little bit. Did RSI trading for a little bit. Once we finished RSI trading, Elliott wave and RSI trading, that developed into the ABC method. Hi, Johnny. Just woke up. Do you have any setups for BTC on the buy at the moment? Long 22,300. No, that is too small of a setup, my friend. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's too small. I need a little bit more of a developed setup for me in order to take that next trade. But good morning. But even the ABC method itself didn't really develop to what it is now until recently. I've done well with ABCs in the past. There's just some problems that I came across that basically like small issues, like different take profit methods, stop losses, time frames. That like the initial when I started focusing on larger perspective is probably like around like here, like around this range to here. And I pretty much ever since then like never looked at a small time frame trade again. And then also risk, I probably changed around like this region. I changed my risk parameters around here somewhere. And then focused on the continuation method around here. So, you know, even though I've been trading ABCs for a very long time, I've had good success with them. I've changed a lot of things recently, and I think we're going to be doing well going forward. Let's see, Richard Campbell. Thanks, Johnny, and hope to see you all again. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Richard. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Look forward to seeing you on the next one, as well as, you know, if, like I said, I know you're new to the Discord. If you have any questions for me, please, you know, feel free to ask. Let's see, any reason why you use 17x? It's just whatever works with the calculator. So like, I mean, obviously, if you have like different risk parameters, you can change it around. Let's say you use 4%, 75%. You know, technically you can use 75x if you wanted to with a, well, let's say 3%. Sorry, 3% stop loss, 25x. If you want to use 100% risk, 33x. If you wanted to use 50% risk on 6% margin, you do have to change these numbers around if you do decide to experiment. But it doesn't really matter. It's just whatever the calculator gave me. And also on the coin, let's see, which coin was it? Like for example, for the KDA trade that I'm holding, I'm using 8x leverage. That's what worked best with the risk parameters that I had set. Most of the time, I like to use 25x. We're going for almost 2 hours here. Everyone, Johnny, can you take a look at YFI, please? Yeah, absolutely. Is this the coin that I got? It's like 100 grand during the bull run. Or no, what was? You got up to something crazy in the bull run. Yeah, it's got up to 100 grand. Man, imagine buying that at fucking imagine buying that at $700. Jeez. So at the moment, let's see, what do we got for this coin? Do we have an ABC? Yeah, this would be the macro ABC. I mean, we got an ABC here. We never got the C wave though. So this looks like it's going to be something like this. The main pivot to get back above in order to be bearish is about 14,330. You also have the possibility of it coming down, breaking this low. And you have something like this. Oh, this song's fun. Save this. So you do have the possibility of something like this playing out. At the moment, if I take that perspective and go to a smaller time frame or smaller perspective, I would say. You know, I'm completely zoomed down to 1 hour. We do have, this looks like an A to a B to a C, with an ABC and then the C. I probably would have taken this if I was looking to trade this coin, this short. And now you're just waiting for pretty much either a pullback on a decent, excuse me, a pullback on a decent scale, like something that's, you know, prominent on a 1 to 2 hour time frame for continuation higher, or you can get a larger pullback for a reversal here. I'm not too sure. That's pretty much it at the moment. That's primarily what I'd be looking for. Either around 80, 82, you get back above for a bearish position, which we're currently below. Sorry, we need to get, as long as you're below that, you're looking for a decent ABC pullback here, something like that, and then you can try to ride the momentum wave up, something like that. And that's pretty much it. Thank you. No problem, my friend. I just realized, why did the colors change back? Tom, okay, gotta go, guys. Have a good one. Thank you so much, my friend. Tom, appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Well, actually, no, in Australia, it's Monday, right? It's in the morning. Enjoy your Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Well, that hurts the eyes. The blue and red like that hurts my eyes. Is that blue too bright? I see that's too close in color. That's decent. Let's see. Fun miner, do you think S&P topped? Good question. Let me just check something first before I go ahead and do that. Oh, yeah. Save. Blue is bad for the eyes. Is it really? Well, I'm already blind anyway, so. Is there any other combinations you guys that are good combos? Let's look at the S&P though. So the S&P does have a possibility of topping out. If it can get back below 410.61, yes, I would say most definitely. I think the ES is actually below its ABC. Shit, what'd I do? Are you guys still here? Okay, yeah. I clicked on the button on Streamlabs by accident. Yeah, if you look at the ES, it actually looks like it did put it its reversal setup. So I wouldn't be surprised if we, reverse, if we at least put in a larger pullback. What could be happening, as well as you take a look at that, as well as the dollar. The dollar looks fantastic right now. The dollar is pumping. So let's see if that holds. It found support off that region. I had a feeling it would. So maybe we'll get a larger ABC upside swing here. That'd be fantastic if we do. Come on. All right. This is probably nothing's probably gonna be going on till tonight. But yeah, guys, the CME opens in 3 hours. So probably by the time that happens, definitely be on the lookout. But yeah, let's see. We're streaming for 2 hours now. Fun minor, hope to answer your question. But yeah, I think we're due. I think we're close. But if we can, you know, obviously we can keep pushing up. There's different areas of resistance to go ahead and test. But I think, you know, according to the ES, according to how the dollar looks, I think we're due for at least a good correction. Ugh. Oh. All right, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. You know, we went over the TA and stuff. I let you guys know the levels I was looking at, as well as we saw a little bit of a dump. And yeah, hopefully we can get a continuation. Like I said, the dollar looks really good right now. Founding support off that one area of support. We do have an ABC top on here. Everything looks like it's topping out. I think we're due for a decent correction. So hopefully that's the case. If not, we'll just keep riding the wave up. Like I said, we're holding longs. Hopefully, but ultimately for you guys, if you guys are in a trade, I know a lot of you guys are new to my channel, new to the strategy, new to my Discord. So if you guys, I know some of you guys are in long trades at the moment, but hopefully we can get a good setup here soon, and we can definitely go ahead and ride that momentum. So yeah, I look forward to it, guys. I will be back in 2 days time. So around this time, around the 7th, around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll go ahead and set up the stream ahead of time. And also, if you guys are in the Discord, I'll let you know when ahead of time when I'm planning on going on. But if you guys are in David Tech's Discord tomorrow, I will be. If you guys are David Tech's Discord group, I am doing a session with him tomorrow. So, guys, please feel free to go ahead and join. You guys can go ahead and ask me questions there. It'd be just something very similar to this. So I do appreciate you guys. Yeah. So until then, be good, be safe. Now that you guys know the plan, trade the plan. Hopefully we'll get a drop here soon, or more of a larger drop. But yeah, looking forward to see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And yeah, let's do the thing. I'm just gonna blow up my face like this. Bye-bye.